Ahead lies fire. Searcher's domain cares nothing for the frost-hardened steel of a giant killer's pride. In Muspelheim, only the unburnable survive.
Where we last left off, I ended up taking on Score. And is this just it now? It is just a statue. And also defeated the Furious Rotnot. And this should be the finishing blow. Goodbye. And then was finally able to craft up the Orichalcum. And then all of this leading up to us eventually taking on Ymir, in which we have nearly everything needed in order to summon Ymir. However, we do need empowered diamantine crystals, and we're also going to need charged snowballs. Now, the charged snowballs are not going to be that difficult at all. We just need to get our hands on some snow. Then we need to take that snowball and place it in our energized orb to get an energized snowball. Once that is crafted up, we have ourselves a very powerful snowball that you definitely don't want to click in your base, because this snowball is not like any other. This one strikes lightning on the target. Now, to make ourselves some empowered diamantine crystals, well, this is going to require a little bit more setup and also a little bit more space. As far as space, I have a plan. I've started to work out an area where I can scale up, and then we can actually start to add these walking paths that are going to bridge all the way around this. And then we can have some sections that expand out, going into these directions. For this, I will use some runewood planks. Now, because I have diamonds and lapis, I can finally now make myself a building gadget, but I do need to be able to charge this. And charging should be doable by using a Tinker's Workbench. This is from Thermal Series, by the way. And all we have to do is attach this to a power cable, and this starts to build up some power. And you can see right here, we have mode/charge fill. And if we put things in here, it is going to start charging it. With this all charged up, we can hold G to select all of the modes, and build to me is usually one of my favorite modes, because I can go ahead and shift right click on these blocks and use this to build directly to me. And all I need to do is get this shape going all the way around and through the inside, and once done, I can just simply click here to fill the entire area in. So nice. Now, getting the bottom sides in, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place in logs right here that lead all the way up, and that is going to break into the top section here too. So I've just got to get this all lined up, and then as I go up here, we'll place these logs in like so. To do something simple, I just want to line this in the inner walls by placing in some of the soulwood fence. I think that's going to look really good with this runewood. With all the logs up in the sides and a little bit of decoration added in using some fence and some lanterns, I think this has turned out quite nice, but I still have to get the expansive areas out to the sides. As far as the outer areas go, I think this is going to work out quite nicely. I want this area right here to be where I can have like a fancy tree or something like that to be planted here within this 5x5, which is a 7x7 on the outside. And then going 2 blocks out, I've started the log, which wraps 11x11 around a 3x3, which allows you to enter from the side here. And now I just need to simply take this and finish up the rest of it a little bit, copy it to the other side, and then finish that pattern all the way around. To help me duplicate these sections, I can use a copy paste gadget, and this one also just needs to be charged up like everything else. And with this tool, I can take a section. For example, I need to go all the way down here, and so I can make sure it's in copy mode, right click, and then over here I can shift right click, and that is going to give me a selected bound. And then I can go in and configure this bound very specifically. So I can increase this and make sure it is tall enough by increasing all of these and dropping down the position until we have this in a position that I think is good. And then we can hit confirm, and we can definitely go down here and check, is this everything covered in the bounding box? And I think this definitely is. With that confirmed, we can then go into paste mode, and now we can actually paste this in. But for example, I'm in this corner, I need to rotate this so it is correct, and then we can go into the settings menu and we can drop it down into position. And this right here should be the exact position we want this to be pasted in. And so I can hit the anchor button to lock that into place, just to sort of double check and make sure that it is correct. And once I confirm that it is correct, well, I can just simply right click. And the whole thing is going to be pasted in, pulling from my backpack, by the way, and anything in my main inventory. Now, something that's cool that we can do is in the copy mode, we can actually override things. So if I set this to replace blocks, whenever I paste this in, it can actually void these blocks that are in its position, which is actually going to be kind of nice because I just want to clear this entire pillar. Now with some proper building done, I now have some space so we can get started with actually additions. Or should I call this actually subtractions? And because we need that diamantine crystal, I do want to set up the atomic reconstructor. I'm going to place a couple of coal generators next to it, a pressure plate in front of it, and then make sure to click this to put it into pulse mode with a redstone torch. And then inside of here, I'm going to split this up, get coal going in here and here, and we have a lot of items to convert. For example, I've got to convert iron into a nori. We also have to convert redstone into redstonia and lapis into pallas. And even coal needs to be converted. And then to make display stands for the Empower, we need chiseled quartz blocks, which is slabs, by the way, combined together of quartz and then regular blocks of quartz. And 15 of these should be enough because we have to make, I believe, 5 display stands? Yes, 5 display stands because even the Empower requires one. I'll just craft up 5 of the display stands, and then after crafting a double battery, I now have an Empowerer. Perfect. And that's the infusion altar? Yes. Then in order for me to set up the Empower, I'm going to place a hopper down in the center, and then on top of that, we'll place in the Empower itself. Then on the outsides, we need to skip 2 blocks, and then one after that, well, I'm going to place down a coal generator, and on top of that, I'm going to place a display stand. And I just need to repeat this process all the way around. I'm going to place a generator. This is what's going to give it power. You could use cables or whatever, and then display stands on top. And since the display stands need power, well, I'm just going to throw in some coal into the coal generators and let that generate. And then for us to be able to make the one item we're going to need, we need to place in all the required items onto the display stand and then finally hit it with the diamantine crystal and then watch as it becomes empowered. Once it's empowered, it goes into the hopper when it is completed, and we have ourselves the diamantine crystal, the empowered version that we are going to need to summon Ymir. I now have everything to summon in Ymir, as it says, preparing the ritual. But also as a reward from last episode, we did get 4 more Jotunheim points, which is very, very nice, and a resonant integral component. As far as points to spec in, we could either go with a little bit of extra % damage, or we can go max health. And I think I'm just going to spec into the +2 max health and a little bit extra mining speed. All of my stuff combined, I think I am prepared for this fight. And then taking on Ymir should grant me access to the next realm, which is going to be Muspelheim. With my new gear in hand and the fact that I am now back in Jotunheim, I think it's time to teleport to Ymir's arena. So without further ado, let's do this. And here we are. We've made it to the arena, Ymir's arena. And this place is absolutely stunning. But I need to take myself a deep breath and prepare myself for a battle that I know nothing about. Well, outside of the little bit of tip information that we were provided via the quest. Now, to be able to summon Ymir, we need to drop in all of the items except for the sacrificial bowl, and we'll do that last. And so we just need to click the items onto here, one at a time. The charged snowball is horrifying to click. Okay, that worked correctly. And then finally, the sacrificial bowl. Are you ready? I hope I'm ready for this. So let's go ahead and eat. Full saturation. Get ready to go. And we have all of our materials. Oh, that's so sick.
Ymir has watched worlds form and shatter. The oldest, the code that existed before.
This is so sick. I just want to stand and watch.
How do you fight something that big? His feet are bigger than ours. Okay.
Do I have fire? I have this.
You cannot wound
That's all I
the
have.
cold.
All right, if we shoot him. Oh yeah, we're good on the shooting. Oh, that deals such good damage. Even the bow this far in is so good. But how is our lightning damage? Honestly, he's kind of resistant.
Warmth fades. It always fades.
Is he also resistant now to the shoots? Okay, no, he's good. We'll just keep shooting him. And rolling away. He's so slow.
At a glacier with a pebble, but very well.
Just keep moving away.
Ymir will move.
Yes. There is a bear, which I'm kind of worried about, and all of these guys, which just everything slows you down. This whole fight is just kind of slow.
Fades. It always fades.
That's so epic, though. With the music and everything.
That kills worlds. Winter stirs.
I wonder, can we? Oh, I gotta get that landing a lot better.
Warmth fades. It always fades.
Yes. Land these hits. Okay. Whew, that hurt. All right. We're good. We get our food going. I think we're ready for this battle to end. All right. He should go into like crazy mode.
Fades.
I noticed that some of the arrows come off. And I want to kill him with my hands.
Ice
Yes.
returns to ice.
I got him.
The cycle continues.
Oh, that was so good. Such a good fight. Oh, that was fantastic. And as we've slain Ymir, consuming Ymir's heart will grant me knowledge of mechanics of automation beyond reason, and further restore another portion of my strength. With this, the gates of Muspelheim and Niflheim have opened, and yet again, we shall consume. So good.
The Frostfather falls, and the mountains weep ice from their wounds. You have ended something older than memory, older than the gods themselves. Ymir's blood made the oceans. His skull became the sky, and you brought him low. The power you tore from his dying breath, hold it close. It burns cold, but it's yours by right of conquest, as the old ways demand. Ahead lies fire. Searcher's domain cares nothing for the frost-hardened steel of a giant killer's pride. In Muspelheim, only the unburnable survive.
Only the unburnable survive. Oh my. On defeating Ymir, though, I was also granted some null gems, which look like they can be turned into specific things, allowing me to craft very special gear. But with all of this, I should probably head back to Helheim just real quick before we go back to the Bifrost. The reason I need to head back here is because I want to name this Jotunheim, which is the way that I'm getting back to Jotunheim. But I do want to make a new one since we are heading to a new realm. So to be able to do this, I just need to strike it with lightning. Just like so. And I can call this one Muspelheim. Along with defeating Ymir, we also get 12 Jotunheim skill points, more magical points, and more vet points. For Viet, this would be nice. Like, there's a bunch of different ones we can go for. So Shockwave, there's Frost Hex. All of these seem to be an AoE sort of knockback, with the middle one being a debuff. But I really like the one that freezes mobs. This seems like that one could be quite useful and quite powerful. And look at that. It's so cool. So on these, I'm assuming they're all enabled. So Oakskin, Frost Aura. I mean, all of these seem to be enabled. That is really cool. With that, it is time for us to head back to the Bifrost. And here is where we are going to take our journey back through. This is so good seeing this every time. It is so cool. But now we should be able to head to Muspelheim. I'm pretty excited about this. This is this like sort of S design. So just walk my way upon this. It is so good. Okay, so it's not that one. It is this one. Oh, this is beautiful, by the way.
One breath of cold air, then the next sears the throat like swallowing molten iron. Welcome to Muspelheim, realm of the unending flame, where the earth bleeds fire and the sky has never known the color of night. This is Surtr's domain, the lord of the fire giants, the black sword bearer, the world ender. When Ragnarok came, it was Surtr who set the final blaze. When the gods fell, it was his flames that consumed their halls. He was destined to burn everything, and he fulfilled that destiny with joy. You have conquered frost serpents, claimed the spirits of the cold realm, and made their power your own. But fire respects no lineage, half-blood, no mortal, not divine. Surtr cares only whether you burn. Prove to him that you do not.
I will prove it. But this is Muspelheim. Oh my. Draconium ore. We also have salt ore. This place looks horrifying. But we should be able to harvest all of these resources, correct? I think so. At least it seems that way. What monsters will I have to face in this realm? I have no idea. We have nether quartz. We have blazing quartz ore. Oh, look at that. There are piglins. I have a feeling this is very much nether inspired, and we are going to have to figure out a way of traveling around much better. There's a ghast off in the distance. Oh no. Making sure we have some way to prevent ourselves from being caught on fire. That has got to be a big priority. This is just chilling filling. I mean, all of this that's here. Wait, is this what I think it is? Oh, there's just cobalt nearby. Oh, that is nice. So this is Muspelheim. The heat hits me the moment that I arrive. It's suffocating and relentless. Air shimmers and distorts. The land is of blackened rock and rivers of molten fire. Jagged formations of obsidian cutting upwards through a sky choked with ash and ember. I should move forward and gather the resources needed to defeat Surtr as soon as possible. Now, upon actually completing the other side, we do have the ability to go through Niflheim, and we can go through this quest also to unlock a ton more skill points, which is probably worthwhile in doing, and will also unlock all of these mods, which is going to be a good thing for us to do. But what exactly did we unlock from reaching Muspelheim? Well, we unlocked the ability to have auto crafting, woot, ProjectE matter and transmutation table. This is fantastic. RF tools, Ender storage. We also have apotheosis, which is going to be really nice. The augmenting table. All of these things. Occultism purple chalk tier, blood magic up to tier 4 altar, the R's warp scroll, allowing us to teleport around. We now have access to netherite, and then also power, nitro, and spirited tier. Getting access to the transmutation table is such a big thing. I feel like we should do this right away. So I am going to set my new location to respawn here for now, and then I need to head back. We can now craft our transmutation table, and this is beautiful. But the question is, are we able to break it with a diamond pickaxe? We can. It's a little bit hard to break, but we can ultimately break it, which is fantastic. And this can also be placed on a wall. And so now we can store things that we have learned, and we can fill this entire thing with just about anything that has an EMC value, meaning that we no longer have to pin items to the wall because these items ultimately have been learned. With this, I feel the mod pack is truly going to open. Now, because all of my stuff that I'm going to be pulling out now gets pulled out of the transmutation table, What I can now do is start to pull out all the things that we are producing and take this and actually turn it into EMC. So this is going to start building up that value in the top left-hand corner. And as you can see, we've got like 16 million stored up there already. Along with our EMC stored, we can also make a repair talisman, which we've technically been able to make for a while. But as you can see, I can pull out some paper. That was what was needed. We could probably just pull out a stack and keep a stack in here for now. But a repair talisman is going to be a very powerful thing to technically have on us when we're just out and about. We don't need it all the time because it is going to take up our belt slot, and our belt is currently preoccupied. I mean, we could get rid of a rune or what have you, but I really want to keep my belt like what it is. But with it equipped, things in our inventory will just start being repaired, like our sentient bow, for example, and our pickaxe. And things that we don't have mending on, for example. Even this gauntlet has been repaired. Something else we have unlocked is matter. Dark matter specifically. And we can now craft and make dark matter, and we can start to use it to craft things. For example, we can now craft the Swiftwolf Rending Gale. All we need to do is simply level up our coal into different coal tiers now that we have access to this, and then we pull out a few more of these, just like so, and we craft this into the next fuel tier. And we keep doing this over and over again. 2, 3, 4, there's more of those. Craft this, and we get Eternalist fuel, which is fantastic, by the way. And then we can take diamond blocks, a singular diamond block, which will be perfect for this, and craft this with all of the Eternalist fuel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think is what we need. And we surround this, and we get our first dark matter. Yes. And dark matter is a massive EMC sink. It does cost 138,000 EMC for that, but it is going to be totally worth it to craft a Rending Gale. For this Rending Gale, we are going to need a basic iron band, and we can then craft all of our dark matter to make the Swiftwolf. And this will grant us the ability to fly within other dimensions. An insanely powerful item that not only can grant us the ability to fly whenever we have it activated, but it can also, when shift right clicked, push mobs and entities away from you within a spherical shape, including projectiles. However, that mode can become quite expensive, as while this is activated, it is not 100% free. It does cost EMC from our Kleinstar, in which, however, our Kleinstar can be charged by simply placing it over here. And we can also pull out more Kleinstars, just like so, and we can continue crafting up in tier our Kleinstars. This does go in our ring slot, and I think for now, getting rid of the esoteric spoils, I think is going to be fine and worth having this equipped, which will now allow us to fly about, not only in this dimension, but we should be able to fly in others as well now. There is one other thing that we should definitely get our hands on that is going to involve lava, and that is a Vulcanite amulet. This is a very powerful tool to have, and we can put this inside of our necklace slot. With it equipped, we should be able to walk on lava, but we can also place in lava anywhere as if it's an infinite lava bucket that costs 32 EMC when we do so. But when it's on a dark matter pedestal, it'll attempt to stop weather events every second, which is also kind of awesome. And we can take this even further, and we can make ourselves red matter. Red matter is incredibly powerful in giving us the ability to craft stones. With our red matter, we are able to craft ourselves a life stone from taking a body stone and a soul stone and combining them together. But by default, we can't really do anything with it, or it doesn't do anything for us. Instead, we have to hit G while holding it to activate it. And while activated, it should apply hunger effects to us, giving us hunger and also regenerating our health every 0.25 seconds, which is absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't even need to be in a curio slot, because it just needs to be in your hotbar, which is good because I actually want to keep the volcanic amulet in the necklace slot for now. Now, there are several other things that we can craft that honestly are very, very powerful from ProjectE, but we'll have plenty of time to get into those later. I want to make sure that we can walk on lava. So back to Muspelheim. Not only can we walk on lava, supposedly, we should be able to now also fly. However, we may have to re-equip our Swiftwolf Rendingale whenever we switch dimensions like this. Oh, this is perfect. So yes, let's take it all the way down to the lava. And yes, when we are on lava, we can run incredibly fast while having this equipped. So lava is no longer going to be a problem. Well, so long as we don't shift right click and dip ourselves down into the lava, that is. And by the way, getting tons of EMC, there is so much draconium ore in here, EMC shouldn't even pose an issue. That's so much. Now, this is only the start of our power gains, because believe me, things can get even more powerful. As the quest branches off, it even mentions the Watch of Flowing Time, in which if you're on a server, this is probably disabled, but it is something available in the single player world, which could be used to accelerate all of our power flowers, or to accelerate just about anything that has a process timer. But if we were going to make this, well, we would have to make a dark matter pickaxe, because you cannot pick up a dark matter pedestal without it. Now, even though we've made it to Muspelheim, I think it would be a good idea for us to not just immediately jump through the progression that is defeating our ultimate boss, Suitor. But instead, I think we should rediscover what Niflheim has to offer, as this should present us with an entirely different skill tree, allowing us to spec even more points into things and boost ourselves even higher. And also in doing this, we'll unlock several new mods and tiers of things. For example, blood magic, occultism, and also the Ars Nouveau Archmage spellbook, which is the almost top tier spellbook now, which would allow us to craft tier 3 glyphs, which I think would be incredibly powerful. But I think that's an adventure for another day, because today, not only did we defeat Ymir, we also managed to expand upon our base. We also set up an Empower and ended up making our way to Muspelheim, where not only did we discover the power of extended EMC, Draconic Evolution, and many other mods, but the extension of ProjectE and our ability to now fly through all dimensions. This is merely the start. And if you're looking forward to other episodes just like this, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. And with that, it's now time for me to thank the amazing supporter of today's episode. And that amazing thanks is going to go out to Tom Cena 2004. Thank you so much for your amazing support and choosing to support me over on the Discord by becoming a Discord premium member and supporting my content in one of the best ways possible. And guys, I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.